Hey guys, Asher coming at you today, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video, guys. Glad to have you all here with me today. What could be better than talking about Pyxniel? That's right, Pyxniel. The day hath come, ladies and gentlemen. Chad says, Ash, I see you make a video to defend in the defense of Pyxniel. I don't have her, but you had me thinking. Throw in a free set, pair with you, Carl. I believe that she could be a help at the minimum. Shut those haters down. I'm with you, Chad. We will not see her in any of those builds in today's video, but we will try to defend her her honor. After watching your other channel video on Pyxniel, why don't you do a guide on her on this channel? Well, that's exactly what we're gonna do, Mujtaba. That's exactly what we're gonna do. That Ginger, come on, Ash, all this defensive Pyxniel, and yet no video showing how good she is. Okay, listen, I never said Pyxniel was good. I just said she wasn't as bad as everybody says she is. Is that fair? And that's what I hope to prove to you guys today. I drew Pyxniel in the 2X event, and I didn't know what to do with her. I at least drew an Ugo 2, which makes me happy. I would like to see a guide on both of them. Pyxniel, 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 Pyxniel. Let's go ahead and take a look at her. So it's important to point out that Pyxniel got several buffs over the years, okay? Several buffs. She used to be very bad, and I don't think she's very bad anymore. Spoiler alert. She looks amazing. I mean, whoa. I wish I edit these videos because I would have like something super fancy to show off this aesthetic. She's one of my favorite looking champions in the game. I mean, she just has this cool divine frost eminence radiating out of her every motion. I dig her. I dig her. All right, I'll calm down. Whew. Legendary support, high elf, magic affinity, okay? Base stats, nothing amazing, nothing awful, right? And almost 19k HP, 1200 defense, 103 on the speed. Her aura is resist in all battles by 60. Pretty good, nothing crazy. Mistress of Glamours. I just want to get this out the gate here, guys. What is hellhades.com playing an advertisement? I can't even hear myself think. Where is this ad? It's right here. There it is. I don't know if you guys could hear that. Could you? Let me see. Yeah, you could. All right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. I'm going to say it out of the gate here, guys, that she is ridiculous on the books. Just ridiculous. It's the #1 thing that holds this champion down, because if you take out the fact that there's 7 freaking levels of damage on an A1 that doesn't deal damage, then she's a good champ. She's a solid champion, right? You factor this in. We'll talk about it more towards the end of the video too. That's where you get into like, what the heck, you know? Anyway, attacks one enemy, plays a perfect veil on one turn on the ally with lowest HP. Very, very nice and underrated A1 ability. Perfect veil obviously is going to make them untargetable except for AoE attacks. And it's also going to mitigate 15% of AoE damage on who needs it the most, right? So again, nice ability. Grip of Winter, her A2. The good news is only 2 books to go in the A2. Bad news is good luck getting there, okay? Plays an increased defense and a continuous heal, both big versions on a 3-turn cooldown on all allies for 2 turns. Then attacks all enemies under freeze. Places a weaken for 2 turns on all enemies under freeze. Okay, so how do we feel about this ability? I feel good about it. Increased defense and continuous heal on a 3-turn cooldown is a good ability for a legendary. It's not crazy good. It's just serviceable, solid. You get a damage mitigation, increased defense, more damage for defense-based nukers, and heals for everybody, right? Now, she does have a guaranteed or 100% freeze on the A3. So if you open with the A3, they will hopefully be frozen, some of the enemies. And what this weaken does is it mitigates the damage penalty when they're under freeze. So it's going to, you know, hopefully help us do at least equal damage as if it was a stun, right? If everything goes perfectly, which it seldom does. On the A3, Icicle Barrage, another ridiculous amount of books, right? 7 books, 8 levels, 7 books that goes into the A3 as well. Now, when you book it down as a 4-turn cooldown, AoE 100% freeze, okay? So now we have basically a Ninja A3, right? A Shiramani A3, one of those type of abilities, AoE freeze on a 4-turn cooldown. And then we have the increased defense, the continuous heal, the potential AoE, the potential weaken, the perfect fail. You're getting a full picture of her kit. Frostweaver, 3-turn cooldown. Actually, 2-turn cooldown, my bad, when booked. 3 books, of course, even on the passive. Okay, great. The passive effect, active all the time. She's immune to freeze. There's no cooldown on the passive, only on the active, right? She's immune to freeze debuffs. Fills his champion's turn meter by 25% every time an ally receives a freeze debuff. So against like a Torment in the arena, against Frostbiter, anywhere. Whenever you're going to be incurring freeze, it's pretty good. She gets a turn meter boost. It's nothing crazy, but it's nice. She's immune to freeze herself, which is cool and powerful in niche situations. Active effect. At the end of each enemy or ally turn, removes all freeze debuffs from all allies. That's the magic, right? That's on a 2-turn cooldown. If there are multiple champions on the same team, only one will remove. Okay, we get it. All right, so that's her kit. What do you guys think? She used to really suck. Let me pull up Pyxniel when she was added to the game. So I'm not going to read it all to you guys, but she used to have a 30% chance of placing a perfect veil on the ally, right? She used to have attack one enemy, place a perfect veil, on the Mistress of Glimesra A1. Icicle Barrage used to be attack 5 times at random. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a freeze. 100% if placing a freeze on enemies that receive 2 hits. God, that's awful. All right, so obviously the buff was significant, okay? Pyxniel, hellhades.com gives her a 3.5 overall grading. And by the way, I have launched a brand new raid website. I have not announced it anywhere, but if you want to check it out, it's still in the works. I'm still going to be leaning heavily on hellhades.com and a Yumi love here on the channel until my website is where I want it to be. However, it is raidhq.gg. raidhq.gg. And we have a tier list. Let me see what we have for good old Pyxniel. We have our grade of 47. Oh, where did she go? Okay. We have our grade of 47.9, right? Which is not too high. Yeah, working on this. We have the attack multipliers on there, but I need like blessing recommendations, mastery recommendations, the whole 9. So we're not quite there yet, but we do have champion ratings and a nice little tier list and blessings, offer calculator, download links, promo codes, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, back to hellhades.com, the better website. 3.5 on the overall rating. We do have best areas. Ice Golem, 5 out of 5. Okay. For I think Ice Golem Hard, she's a lot better than a 2 as well. We'll show her in Ice Golem Hard in today's video. Frostbiter for obvious reasons. Dreadhorn, a 5 out of 5 for Dreadhorn as well. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. In the arena, they give her a 3. She has a 3 multiplier, as we already discussed, on her A1. She has a 4.3 multiplier on her A2. You know, I mean, that's not that bad considering she has a 1090 attack, but I'm not building her for damage. Speaking of building her, let's take a look, right? Good old, and I'm going to show you, for better or for worse, I don't know if you guys are going to like this or not like this, but I'm going to use her as a key part of a Fina, the faction lord of High Elves team that I showed on my main channel a couple days ago as well. Pyxniel, I have her in a bolster set and a perception set. She's not the best bolster champion at all, right? I mean, she doesn't have a ton of HP to scale up, but especially for a champion like Pixie, I'm not building her for damage, so I might as well build her for something extra that I needed on the team that I am using her. And I would encourage you guys to look at your champions the same exact way as I am here, right? There is no best build that is universal for most champions, the majority of champions in this game, right? There's a best build for the team and the account that you're using them on, depending on the other champions on the team and how you have them built, right? So I needed a bolster set, so I have a bolster set. That's it. Perception does very well on her as well. What are the stat priorities on Pyxniel? Well, we want her kind of tanky enough, especially if she's going to be a bolster set. We want a lot of HP, or a shield set for that matter, right? And then we need accuracy, and we want speed. Speed, accuracy, survivability. That's it for Pyxniel, right? I like for blessings, I like polymorph because I use her in the arena. Believe it or not. We'll watch that in a moment. In case you missed the video on my channel, it's going to be a treat for you guys. In case you saw it, I don't know, you might want to fast forward to Ice Golem. Other blessings to consider. You know, I think she's an all right intimidating presence champion for your team. She could be an okay lightning cage candidate as well. But because we're building her with accuracy, I always gravitate towards the strongest legendary blessings in the game. Polymorph for the arena, Brimstone for PvE. That's what I would go with. Not going to overcomplicate it, right? Would we use her? Could we use her for Hydra? We could, but she's not the best. Obviously, an AoE freeze isn't going to do anything for you. And then she has a potential of AoE, but not unless they're under freeze. So I don't look at her as a Hydra, nor do I look at her really as a clan boss champion either. So she's a bit limited in her versatility in the game. She's more of a support for wave content, faction wars, ice golem, frostbiter, and anywhere you're going to incur freeze. Arena, whatever, you know, you can kind of bring her in as a kind of a fail-safe option against like a Tormund team in the arena as well. Anyway, we come down here, we pick up Eagle Eye. I wanted to get more accuracy because I am going to be showcasing her in a PvP team today. However, let's take a look at Hell Hades because I'm sure he recommends a pretty robust standard PvE. Yes, this would be great. Let me move out of the way really quickly here. But this, as I take off half my wall here, this is going to be a great option for you guys, right? Going to come down the left-hand side, pick up War Master, go down the support tree. Master Hexer Sniper is going to be fine on her. Do we need Sniper on her? No, we don't. I wouldn't go with Sniper at all. I don't think there's any reason to. It does absolutely nothing on her, right? Let me see. The weekend is, well, no, yeah, we don't need Sniper at all. There's no reason to have Sniper. Sniper's not going to do anything on her no matter what. So do not go Sniper. Instead, go for Lasting Gifts. Extend the duration of the increased defense and the continuous heal, even if you're going for War Master. So how I would build her if I wasn't going to go for with this particular arena build would be the support tree. Go for the accuracy. Probably end off on Master Hexer for the weekend if you want to. It's not imperative. I'd rather go the left-hand side. Most importantly, pick up Lasting Gifts no matter how I'm building her. So in other words, I would go this way, this way, this way. I would pick up Rapid Response, come down a Cycle of Magic, and come down to Lasting Gifts. That's going to be the most important on the support side of things, personally. I would also go on offense, probably crit rate, crit damage, and then just go right down the left-hand side and pick up War Master as a general PvE build. I think that's the best way to go for most players out there. Because we're going to be spotlighting her in the arena, and we really want to land that freeze, we do have Eagle Eye to make sure that she has as much accuracy as we can get on her. And even with that said, it's not a ton. We have 405 accuracy, 283 speed, so nice and speedy with some HP as well on today's build. We have accuracy on the banner. We have HP on the amulet. We have HP on the ring. We have speed on the boots. We have HP percentage on the chest. Even if I didn't go bolster, I'd definitely go HP percentage on the chest. I'd probably pick up defense as a main stat if I didn't go shield or bolster on one of the accessories, probably the ring. Probably stay with HP or either or. 1 HP, 1 defense on the ring and the amulet, and then accuracy on the banner. HP percentage on the chest, HP percentage on the gauntlets. There it is. If you want to max a little bit of your damage and you can keep everybody else alive, go ahead and change out the HP percentage on our gauntlets for crit rate on the gauntlets. There you go. Okay. Anything else? If I didn't have a bolster set on her, what would I go with? Triple perception. Say it with me. Triple perception. It's usually the answer. You could also consider triple speed, triple righteous, mixing and matching all of those sets. You could put her in some stone skin gear. You could put her in some protection gear. Protection is a good set, especially if you have extra artifacts lying around because you're active on Hydra Clash and Hydra Clan Boss. Protection is pretty good. You can get a protected continuous heal, a protected increased defense as well. So those are, all the ways that I would consider building her. There's other more niche sets to consider as well, such as maybe if you're going against a boss, and a boss is not susceptible to freeze, maybe you shut off the A2 or the A3, excuse me. You don't use it at all during the team setup, and maybe you throw a reflex set on her and try to get a 2-turn increased defense continuous heal cooldown. That would be very valuable as well in some situations. She could be an all-out support champion with the perfect veil on the A1 and then the increased defense continuous heal. Again, these are more niche ways to kind of run, but that's what I would consider. How are we doing in Hydra Clash anyway right now? We are second. Okay. All right. How you guys doing? It's been I'm not gonna lie. I love my clan, but it's been a while since we finished first. It's been a while. It's been a minute. All right, here we go, guys. We're gonna be running here with Fina, who I'll have a guide on. Actually, probably yesterday I'll throw one up. I'll probably I don't re-upload more than once a week here on the channel. If I do a guide on my main channel on Champion, I'll put it on this channel as well. But I think yesterday I'll probably put up a Fina Blade of Avaria guide because I just uploaded a video on her. Anyway, the one thing to know about this team is we have Arbiter for a speed booster. It's a go first team in the arena. We have Supreme Elhain as our nuker, right? But the reason this team is good and the reason it works, in case you missed that video, is lead from the front. The passive on Fina Blade of Avaria. When there's 3 faction allies, hence 4 high elves on the same team, allies will ignore 5% of target's defense for each buff on them. That's why we're going to be leading in most scenarios with the A2 on Pyxniel, get more buffs. That's 10% ignore defense. Supreme Elhain will have Savage and Lethal, Helm Smasher, or Savage or Lethal, Helm Smasher, the whole 9. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and give her some more buffs. Let's give her some more buffs. She has 9 buffs right now. She's ignoring 45% defense, plus potentially 50% defense. We're very close to 100% ignore defense. And she has the bolster also from Pyxniel, right? So we can go in with, I don't know, let's just kill Rhonda, right? Boom. Take an extra turn. Look at how much damage she does because of all those buffs on her, right? A lot of damage. Obviously nothing against Stone Skin, but that's it. So that was Pyxniel. I mean, like, I'll show you a couple battles, but you kind of get it, right? The cool thing is I have a decision to make in these battles, right? Do I want to lead? If we go first, right? If we win the speed race here, do we want to, let's see if we win the speed race here. I'm sure we won't. Let's see. Arbiter's not the fastest champion on my account, but she's probably like the 3rd fastest on my account. Okay, here we go. So now we have a decision to make on Pyxniel here, don't we, guys? We can go with Icicle Barrage and AoE Freeze, or we can go with the A2, get a continuous heal, and blah, 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 right? Now, in a situation where I go first with Pyxniel, I think I might as well just go with the Icicle Barrage, right? Freeze everybody on the enemy team. Rotos has no Siffy. He can't get cleansed. We don't have to worry about the ridiculously strong Wizard and 2 Mythicals on the team. Lizard, not Wizard. Who do you want to kill? Well, let's go ahead and kill Arbiter. Boom. Now you come back around, almost kill all of them. Can't kill Rotos with 1 hit, but there we go. I like her. I like her, don't love her. I like her on a team like this, obviously, right? But I really like her in the arena because you're given for arena progression. I'm trying to, give you if you're trying to farm your Great Hall and you want to use Pyxniel, how you can use her. Build her as fast as you can. Right? I don't like any of these teams. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. Build her as fast as you can, right? And after that, all you got to do, maybe what, like this? Let's go after a Torment team, right? Because we have the freeze synergy thing going on, right? Now, I don't know if I want to go in with Arbiter's A3, right? Everybody's already frozen. All right, let's see. Let's see how this goes. Let's freeze them. We got the cleanse off of Pyxniel's passive. We got the buff off her A2. We have another cleanse here. She can't be frozen. They come in. They hit us pretty hard. We got a polymorph. I don't know if that was from Pyxniel or not. But now we can A1 and put a perfect veil on we can A1 put a perfect veil on Supreme Elhain, right? Let's go ahead and come in here, reduce these durations on Sun Wukong, you buff stealer. And then let's punish him. Let's kill him for stealing all our buffs. And then let's come in with the A2. Let None Live did exactly that. And there we go. So that's how you can use her against a Torment team, right? We're not going to cleanse every freeze all the time, but we're cleansing a lot of them throughout the duration of this battle. So whenever you see a Torment, hey, let's be real here, guys. Most of you aren't going to be running a Pyxniel team as your main team in the arena. But hell, if you have her and you can use her in any other way on your account, it might be beneficial to go ahead and utilize her as an anti-Torment option. If we can even win this battle. It's going on way longer than I thought it was going to. I was already talking like it was over. Can we kill Torment, please? Can we do that? Maybe. There we go. He's dead. Finally, for good. Sun Wukong, you're going to be dead next. All right, so there we go. At least you saw the full array of what she does bring to the table. You can be the judge of if you respect it, if you like it or not. Let's go ahead and take her into Ice Golem Hard 10. I'm just going to show you my main team. I'm going to put her in there. I think I'm running Loranithil in the spot that we're going to be using her, but they're pretty interchangeable, right? Basically what happens with these teams is is it's a Walking Tomb Drang team. I have a Kymar reset with a Seer, right? And then I have a support champion, Pyxniel, healer, right? And then I have a Lydia to deny the revival of the guards, right? And then what happens, no matter how I run this team, is Walking Tomb Drang ends up being the only dude left alive at the end. So I'm going to cut here. I'll come back to you when we get to the Ice Golem. All right, guys. So here we are at Ice Golem Hard 10. I'm blocking our girl here. Let me make myself a little bit smaller. There we go. Oh, man, she looks good, that Pyxniel. She looks good, right? She does. She does aesthetically for sure. But doing a good job keeping everybody alive. Obviously, those continuous heals are raining down. The increased defense is ever so important, as we've already discussed in the video. And, well, everybody's nice and alive here against this hard-hitting Ice Golem. Will it stay that way? That is going to be the million-dollar question here. So far, so good. We're about halfway through Ice Golem Hard 10. Big shot comes in, but everybody is still alive. Also, Lydia does a good job denying the revival of the minions of the Ice Golem. We lose a couple there, so now we're down to 2. Pyxniel's still alive. She's still there to heal up Lydia and Walking Tomb Drang. So things are still pretty good. Actually, Kymar and Seer being dead is... well, I wouldn't say ideal, but it's fine, right? We can move things faster with this trio here. So again, continuously putting continuous heals down. And I have to say, I mean, so far, I'm like pretty impressed. As soon as Lydia blocks the next revive, we immediately lose Kymar and Seer again. Okay, Pyxniel goes down. Pyxniel down. Pyxniel down. Can Walking Tomb Drang finish things off? Well, I know he can, because that's what he does on all of my teams. These teams are designed to have Walking Tomb Drang be able to solo at the end if necessary. You see the same thing on other, kind of teams with, some UDK type teams, some RTAC type teams, Battle Khazar, those type of kind of formats. So we get in there, we get the job done. Not too bad, 3 minutes. Pyxniel puts out a lot of healing there. 900,000 on the heals. Listen, guys, you love her, you hate her. My opinion, if it's not, if I couldn't have made it more clear throughout the entire duration of this video, I think she's a average to slightly above average support, minus the books. We can't really do that because is she worth booking? That's the question. You need to book her. You don't need to, but, to get this sort of value that we're seeing in today's video, you need to book her. Is she worth legendary skill tomes? And that is a question that you guys are going to have to decide on your own. Me personally, it's going to depend on the account. If you need a freezer, an increased defense, a little bit of debuffs, she's really good anti-freeze as well because of that passive, then yeah, I think a lot of you guys might want to consider who's widely considered to be one of the worst champions in the game. Otherwise, you might want to pass. Obviously, if you don't have that, if you don't need that, I should say, or if you already have that covered with other champions like Ashuramani, for example. Guys, thank you for watching. Keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.